I'm bringing you the latest edition of the Eccentric Sheet Musings, but tonight I've got something way better than my ramblings. I've got the very talented Kirk Baxley here to answer a few questions.
Also, I ramble, so there's that.
So the JesusWired universe will know you from about a year ago. The Kickstarter was well underway, and that's where they were introduced to you. So.
Absolutely, and for those of you who jumped on and supported my record, The Pain We Bring, thank you very much on behalf of myself and on my team and my wife and everyone involved. You guys came in and just pushed us through, so thank you so very much. It meant the world to us.
Looking back on hindsight, that was a pretty crazy campaign.
Nuts.
Man, what were your thoughts on that the whole time? I mean, you couldn't even tell if it was going to make it till the very end.
It was unreal. It was like at the very end of things. Like I said, JesusWired included, everyone just jumped in and took us over the edge. It was unreal because quite literally it couldn't have happened without people's support. It was just the point in my career where I had started over, and it just the budget wasn't quite proper for what we were wanting to do, and I wanted a legit release, and I wanted the quality to be there, and it's almost as if my gut knew it might be one of my last efforts as a singer-songwriter, and I just knew that I had to get it out. I had to share those songs and those thoughts and feelings with people, and hopefully you can still go pick it up and relate to it. That's kind of where I'm at with that. So yes, ma'am.
Well, I wanted to at least ask one thing on one of the songs on the album, and I thought a good song to talk about briefly would be Don't Stop Loving Me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that seems to have a telling God, like, man, don't give up on me.
Absolutely.
I know I'm messing up.
Absolutely. I think it's funny you brought that one up. That was one of the songs I had written right before we went into the recording process with producer Chad Malden. Give him a shout out there. That was a tune that my wife and I were kind of hanging out. She was in and out, working and whatnot. I was at the house trying to finish off the writing for the actual record, and I kind of was just taken aback and kind of humbled by our marriage and that whole process. I had several failed attempts, and unfortunately wasn't the easiest to get along with, and it was kind of owning up to that and going, hey, I'm gonna mess up a lot, I'm gonna let you down, it's gonna absolutely break my heart, but that's just that's part of being a man, and it's kind of one of those songs, just letting your guard down and opening up and saying, hey, it's gonna be okay, just don't stop loving me. We'll be all right.
That's definitely a thing I've noticed. Even us as adults can even still struggle with that concept of grace, and how God's really saying, I always will, I never stopped, I did then, I do now. It's always a hard concept to grasp me as an adult, that
grace is simply mind-blowing. I've said it a lot before. One of the reasons that I've continued to worship the Lord, through many years of different types of music and formulas and whatnot in the record industry, is just the whole concept of grace blows my mind and literally breaks me down to a point where I'm on my knees and just saying thank you and just being blown away. And I think so many people get caught up in trying to figure that out and what that means and what it's really like and etc. I think one of the coolest things to me is just living in a place of being blown away by it, and I think I've lived there for quite some time, because Lord knows I've messed up time and time again, but you get to a point where you're just like, wow, I'm blown away, I'm going to live here for a bit, I'm going to worship you, I'm going to give you everything I have going on right now, because I'm just going to mess it up. So, yes ma'am, that's it.
Well, so you got the album out.
Got the album.
You were touring it, you had the CD release show, and then just at the end of the summer,
we stopped.
What felt like out of nowhere,
Things were going extremely well for us. We had dropped the record. We were out with a lot of larger Texas country artists. We did a small national room with Danny Worsnop from Asking Alexandria, heavy metal band. And we're doing some really cool things. And I had had a vocal surgery about 3 months after the record was finished. Got that done. Thought I had rehabilitated and started noticing a lot of like volume loss, a lot of control issues, stuff that was not like me. And I decided, hey, we're about to play this big show with Texas country artist Pat Green in one of my favorite venues, Johnny's Outback in Salado, Texas. Great barbecue there. And decided, you know what, this is it. Tonight's gonna be it for a while. And I'm gonna hang it up and again have to give the Lord reins and do something different for a while, and hopefully I can re-heal and continue to tell my story. So that's it was the brash decision there to go, hey, I had a polyp on my left vocal cord and a hemorrhage behind that. Had some rough scarring after the actual fusion surgery. And decided, hey, I want to be able to talk to my children as they grow old and still songwrite and whatnot. I just don't want to, blow it out. So I took a break, hiatus. Not sure when that's going to change or whatnot, but I do sing at home now by myself, which is a big deal. I did not for quite some time, and but hopefully I can get out there again eventually. Even on a smaller scale, and share some of my songs with you lovely folks.
Yeah, so even though, God's plan and our plan usually aren't ever the same, so what in this time when maybe things didn't go quite as you planned, what has God been able to do because of that kind of, I guess, change of plans or curveball, whatever you want to call it?
That's it. I have learned a lot. I've learned to be quiet a lot more. I have learned that I can be a grumpy, cynical, bitter man. And God bless my sweet wife, Anna Marie. She has put up with me. As an artist, you're eccentric and you're moody at times. This completely broke me. And I learned, you know what, put all my eggs in that basket, but that's not the basket the Lord has for me right now. So what else is going on? And learning to be receptive was a big thing for me. I've been so one-track minded for 13 years. This is what I'm going to do in my life. This is how I'm going to support my family. And nope, it was taken away. And I learned that I associated myself and lived my life to be this certain thing. Well, that got ripped away. So who am I really? And I'm learning that I fall short a lot. I'm having to learn to live in grace. I'm learning to just be a better person in general, I think. It's funny in those moments back then, singing so second nature, you don't think about it. Now, I long to sing songs to the Lord. I long to write those tunes, to perform again, to share my story. And now I have a whole new respect for those that do. You know what I mean? That are out there doing it, and I know what it takes, and I can step back and go, wow, man, I'm so proud for you, and I love it, and do it, right? And so it's taken on a whole new meaning for me. Just doing music full time in general has been crazy cool,
So I guess before we conclude, is there anything about 2018 that you can say is coming up, or anything?
Absolutely.
Or is it all...
2018 is, I think, it's going to be a great year. I'm working as an A&R director for a small label group out of East Texas. More coming soon. Working with some really great people that I met through doing The Pain We Bring. And actually getting to have my hand in more of the production and artist relational side of things. Playing bass in one of my best friend's bands of all time, Mr. Cameron Nelson. He does Texas country stuff, and that's been a really cool thing. It's a blessing, you meet someone 12 years ago in a random rock band, when I'm in a random rock band, and then years later we end up sharing the stage and getting to work together and see our families kind of get together, and it's really neat. I can tell you that I am writing currently, which I had not for months and months, which is a big deal for me. I'm actually kind of starting to sing some again. So I start some extensive vocal therapy in the next couple weeks. And you know what? My whole deal with this thing from the very beginning has been, hey, if there's something there, I'm going to use it in some way to share some sort of love and joy or hardship so that someone out there can relate to it. And I'm going to continue to do that no matter what it looks like. So hopefully I see you down the road somewhere, and hopefully it's not my one-track minded way, but in the Lord's will. So
thank you for your time, Kirk.
Thank you, Courtney.
Everything we bring is available on all digital retailers, and keep plugged into JesusWired for any future Kirk Baxley news.
thank you guys so much.